I want to talk about you specifically, Jonny, and last summer, difficult summer. Just give us a little indication of what you had to go through to get fit for the Ashes, because it was a pretty horrendous injury, wasn't it?
Yeah, it wasn't ideal. The injury wasn't ideal, but we moved on from that now, and it was at times challenging. Was the recovery? It was also the unknown side of it as well, because you don't know how your ankle is going to react. You don't know how your body's going to react, and what you are potentially able to do and able not to do again. But at the same time, you're full steam ahead with it. You have a goal in mind, and that was to get back playing for Yorkshire at first, and then to try and get picked in the Ashes, and that fortunately happened. No point is the Ashes series an easy series to be in and be a part of, and to get through that, and my ankle get through that unscathed in a better place than when it started in many ways, was something I'm really happy with.
And I spoke to you on, I think it was day 2 or day 3, about what the transformation of your sort of body, the fitness levels you had, the spring in your step you had during that first innings when you and Joe were batting. After the World Cup, was it the first time probably since the injury happened that you could, right, I've got time here to get fit for India, because it was all about getting fit for the Ashes, then getting fit for the World Cup. You look a lot, I think a lot, not so much fitter, but a lot more, a little bit more spring in your step when you were batting at the crease.
Yeah, I think it was a case of a race against time, wasn't it, to get back.
Yeah.
You know what it's like when you've been injured yourself and you just want to get back on the park. You want to get back out there. You want to
chasing your tail.
Absolutely, and you want to get back out there with your pals on the field. You want to be out there. You don't want to be sat missing the biggest series that there is, playing against Australia. So you do push yourself to that extreme. But like you say, there was that little bit of time off after the World Cup that I had. Didn't go to the West Indies, so I had those 5-6 weeks where I was really able to knuckle down. It wasn't necessarily the easiest time over Christmas and New Year,
yeah,
but
it isn't.
But you have to crack on and you have to do it. So look, coming out here, to Abu Dhabi just before we came out, I was really happy with the place that I was in, and yeah, like I say, it's one of those things that you just have to graft and get through.
What's it like to play for this cricket team?
It's great fun. I think that's the first thing. It's a fun environment to be around. You've got the lads that are constantly taking the mick out of each other. You've got the lads that are constantly pushing each other to do better. You've got the guys that are constantly talking about the positive side of it. I think as a general nation, at times we can be quite negative around a lot of things, and putting that positive spin on bits and empowering people to go out there and play in a slightly different way than what is normally an English type of playing of the game, playing of sport, is something that I think this group has really relished, and we've fully engulfed ourselves in the environment and how we want to go about playing it, and it's a longer term mission that Ben and Brendan have set themselves out on.
Ben's on the verge of 100 test matches. You're not far away from yourself. Can you imagine over the course of this time what it would have been like if the McCullum, Stokes, Key era had come in just that little bit earlier, and what it would have been like especially for younger players to come in and experience what you have got now?
Oh, look, I think that it's difficult to compare. You look at the COVID bit that we had for the couple of years and the travel that was around that. You look at the two different squads that were completely separate, the red and the white ball. I think that was a really tough time for Chris Silverwood and Rooty to navigate through the red ball side of things with it. I think that from even prior to that, it was again a different makeup of the side. It was the different players that were playing in the team. Do I think that there would have been a difference? You don't know. Like I say, it's difficult to compare, but what I do know is that with this side, with this environment and the people that we have within the group of players, it's getting the best out of them, and that's really exciting for the next period to come.
And speaking about them, you just give us a little insight into the dressing room when things are going well and what the message is driven, and maybe parity innings, 190 behind, the message in that when things aren't going so well. Is it the same message? Is it driven the same way? As you mentioned of clarity of thought, is it as always as positive as what it seems to the outside when people are watching you on the field?
I think it's about not panicking. We're well aware that we've got people in that dressing room that are able to play in certain ways, that if you have a session or two, then you can gain parity very quickly, and you're able to shift pressure and momentum back onto the opposition, and that's with bat and ball. So I think that everything is around just staying as calm as possible, and the belief that you have within your own game to be able to go and express yourself rather than bunkering down at times. Yes, you do have to bunker down. Bummer in the last game when he was reverse swinging it, you have to be able to absorb pressure, but when you've absorbed pressure, you need to then be able to put pressure back onto the opposition, because if you're applying that pressure, then they will make mistakes, and then you're able to capitalise from those.
And clarity about you've been batter, wicket keeper, batter, wicket keeper, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. How difficult is that, first and foremost, but how good is it in this series that you know, right, I'm coming in at number 5, I'm not having keeping wicket, and I've got 5 test matches, bar an injury, to go and try and be the best Jonny Bairstow I possibly can? Yeah,
look, it's been part and parcel of my career, hasn't it? It's nothing new. It's something that you just crack on with, and in many ways it's a compliment, Harmy, because I'm fortunate that I'm able to keep wicket but also play as a specialist batter, and that's the way I've got to look at it. Unlike you, invest a lot of energy in everything that you do, whether you play as a batter, whether you're playing as a wicket keeper, whatever it is. I invest wholeheartedly in everything that I do for this cricket team, and I'll always keep doing that.
And on Ben, his 100th Test match coming up. Just a word on your captain.
Yeah, I mean, what a career he's had, hasn't he? A true leader within English cricket. He's done some special things over the times. I'm sure you've got some fond memories as well of him growing up, and he does things out of nowhere that other people are just not able to do in normal terms. We saw the run out in the last game. People look back on the 12, 13 over spells that he's bowled at times. You look back on innings that he's played. I mean, for me, it goes back to 2016 at Cape Town, that 250, when we spent quite a bit of time out in the middle together. And then, just different things. Headingley, there's a few different things that spring straight to mind, and I think that's a testament to him. It's not just with the bat, with the ball in the field, but it's also the way in which he's gone about his leadership within this group, because I'm sure there were some people that questioned that at times and were intrigued about how that was going to be. However, everything that he deserves has come to fruition.
On AM, on DAB, via the talkSPORT app and on your smart speaker. talkSPORT.